Welcome, beautiful souls, to this solstice full moon message, which I really feel no matter if you were watching this live or if you're catching this on the day and the days that follow over the replay that are not solstice or the full moon, this message will still bring inspiration and support on your life and ascension path. So hi everybody watching live and also on the replay. So nice to be with you, friends. Had a little time away from social media just for a little bit after that huge big 30-day angel series on YouTube. So many of you were there. Thank you so much for being part of that journey. There will be another series coming very soon, friends. So I will come on and share a little bit about that soon. But for now, happy solstice. Happy new moon. Happy full moon even. This full moon does feel very new. It does feel super fresh and filled with so much potential and so much momentum. Let me know if you're feeling that. Just put a 1 in the comments if you're really feeling that this particular full moon is supercharged. It is the strawberry moon. It carries extra sweetness. And for those of you who are in the northern hemisphere like I am here in Scotland, there really is that sweetness, that beautiful floral scent coming from Mother Earth. And recently I've just felt this call when I'm outside in nature, in my morning walks, to touch the flowers and to embrace them, and sometimes just to literally just stop and be in communication with a particular tree or a tree spirit or particular flower. This deeper connection, this deeper invitation for all of us is really here to partner with the land, to partner with Mother Nature in a way that's really ineffable. It's without and beyond words. It's just this heart-to-heart connection. So it's from that space that I really want to share this transmission today, from that space of sweetness, from that space of love. Now this message, it's going to be a controversial one. I know it is. And I was actually set to share this video last week, but I lost my voice. And I really felt there was a little bit of psychic interference there to hush my words and not share. And it's really been interesting, but everything is always in divine timing, and I really feel like we're here now in this moment, in the solstice portal, and everything is perfect. But this message will be a little bit controversial. It might I don't know, speak to a place of friction within you, or maybe you're like, yeah, I totally get that, I'm feeling that too. So we're going to go to that space today. As ever on this channel, it's a little bit controversial because we're always on the leading edge. We're always pushing here in this space anyway, and I know that you are as well. We're pushing those perceived barriers and limitations that we feel that we have, that really aren't there, but sometimes we create them so much, these mental barriers, these psychic and emotional barriers and boundaries. But really the process of ascension and spirituality is one in which we recognize that we are limitless beings. And any barriers and any boundaries that we create really are creating a space of separation. They're helping us in a way to not live and not experience the fullness of our spirituality while in physical body. And so, yeah, the message might be a little bit controversial. We'll go to those spaces today. Also just looking at the ascension themes. Transcending duality is a big one. Freedom is a big one. And in this particular full moon, because we're in the influence of Capricorn, we're being invited to tune in more with our inner knowing, to come more into sacred responsibility so that we can connect with our purpose. And if you feel like you haven't been connecting with your purpose lately, you know, Capricorn is always a sign that says to us, okay, are you spending time? Are you creating a space in your everyday life? Every day, are you creating the time and the opportunity to sit down and focus and put energy towards your purpose? You're focusing here, here, and here, and here, and all these different things, catering to all these other people. But Are you carving out a space to just devote to your purpose every day? Put a 2 in the comments if you do. Every day you create the time to connect with your purpose. Whatever is lighting you up in that moment, in that particular space in your life, wherever you are, that's your purpose, that's your passion. Are you devoting time to that every day, friends? And if not, you probably are feeling the nudge to do that, to connect with what is success for you, to make success a priority, to make your purpose a priority. And we really are being given in the solstice window, in this full moon with Capricorn, extra courage, extra momentum, to have the boldness, to have the strength and the resilience to go, you know what, I am going to live up to my potential. This is what success is for me. This is what my purpose for me in this moment of my life is, and my spiritual path. Yes, I'm going to devote time and energy to that every day, because otherwise I'm not truly living. I'm just keeping on those edges like we talked about at the start of this transmission. And so we are joined today by an angel that's overlighting this time that we're in right now, and she is Archea of Freedom. If you have the cards or the book, maybe you have connected with this incredible angel. And Archea of Freedom, really in the last few years, since 2015 to around about, she's given me the date 2030. That window, that 15-year window, is really when within us all, a personal level, and also as one tribe, one family that we are, the collective consciousness, we are going through this period of really realizing where we are not free, where we are immobilizing ourselves, whether that's self-immobilization, whether we feel that we are caged by circumstances or in relationships. We're really being shown ways and means and strategies to become unstuck, to unbecome everything that feels like it's limiting us. So we're in this window. She's overlighting right now. Super strong, amazing angel. If you've never connected with Archea Freedom, twin of Archangel Jeremiah, then please do, friends. She has this enigmatic energy, this burst of orange and this electric blue fire, and she has a major healing influence over our throat, so that we can speak the truth, no matter if we feel our truth and our message will not be received well, or however we're judging our message or our truth. She helps to just go, it doesn't matter, be true to you, share your voice, share your truth. She also has a healing influence over our navel chakra, because our navel, especially all the divine sisters here, our navel chakra is where we, as a collective, as a divine feminine collective, hold on to the suppression wounds, the oppression wounds as well from eons. We're holding that in our navel chakra, and that's being liberated right now. And that's why so many beautiful souls are being drawn intuitively to tantra, to dance, to the creative arts, to working more with their angels, to open and unleash their creativity, their sexuality, their sensuality. So they're alivening their senses, and in that process, anything that needs to be unstuck, all the karmic contracts, ties, attachments, whether known or unknown, are being released. They're being brought up and they're letting go. And let me tell you, sisters, if you're watching, all the divine feminine sisters here, when you do that, when you say yes to going, I'm freeing myself, I am taking a stance for my conscious liberation on whatever level is in that moment you're alive to, you're doing that for everybody. You're freeing everybody in that moment. You're helping, especially those around you. You're bringing those codes of liberation. And so, yeah, I'm all for that. All for that, sisters. Okay, so let's go into some messages. So I'm about to share a couple of different stories that have happened in my personal life. Why I'm sharing them is because I know they are definitely echoing where freedom is helping us to clear perceived or illusionary forms of entrapment, because this particular time where we are in our ascension, as I said, is all about freedom. So I went to a concert lately, and huge big concert. It was with Taylor Swift, and I know a lot of you might be Swiftie fans. I went with my friend who is a definite Swiftie fan, and while on the surface it was amazing, you know, there was loads of beautiful souls there, and we were all making friendship bracelets and sharing them with each other. It was wonderful. We were in a stadium that had 73,000 people, so much so it actually created seismic activity in the earth, because of everybody dancing and everything. It was one of the most, I think, the largest audience ever recorded in Scottish history. So I was part of that. And I don't know any Taylor Swift songs. I'm not a Swiftie, but I was happy to be there with my friend, and she might be watching, so hello. Now, what happened there was quite interesting at that concert, friends. And in this message, I want you just to listen to this message from a place of your heart, because sometimes when we go into this area that I'm about to go into, it can trigger us and we can go into duality. But this story, why I'm sharing it, is to transcend the duality, because I felt myself definitely caught in it, and it was a big learning curve for me. Okay, so I was there at the concert, and the city in Edinburgh was so busy. We had to wait for a tram for a couple of hours to get to the concert. And when we eventually got into the tram, it was so thick with people, and every tram that passed us prior to getting on the one that we were able to squeeze into was filled with people. And so many people just looked not happy, you know, they looked anxious, they looked overwhelmed. I definitely felt that as well. People, you know, sandwiched right beside me on this tram. I'm not great at that at the best of times. While I'm happy to be in front of a camera, I'm actually very much introverted extrovert. You know, I like my own space, and that's fine. But in this tram, there was loads of people, and I could feel everybody's anxiety. And I definitely went into that concert not grounded, because everybody was so excited. Everybody was dressed differently. There was all different ages. Everybody was expressing themselves, and it was so wonderful. I was celebrating that so much. I love freedom of expression, and it was just wonderful to see. But when we got there, and when the concert started, we received very much something like this, where the electronic device that was given out free began to activate when Taylor began to sing, and there was a part of that device that lit up. And so you can imagine 73,000 people. The lights were moving in tandem with the beat of the music, and there was lights everywhere, and it was really cool on the surface, really pretty, nice for pictures and videos and all of that. But when I put on the wristband, I felt like a darker energy, like a nefarious energy, like, this doesn't feel so good to me. And I asked my friend, do you think this feels good? And she was like, no, it's a way for Taylor to connect with the audience and to see everybody. And I was like, oh, that's fine. But in my heart, I was like, this does not feel good. But I continued to wear it. There was a gentleman beside me, and we were probably the only two out of the whole concert, friends, who was not singing or dancing, because I don't know the music. And because I wasn't feeling comfortable wearing this band, I wasn't feeling comfortable to dance, which for those of you who know me is really unlike me. You know, I love dancing. It's just feeling really uncomfortable. And the more that the concert continued, the more uncomfortable I was feeling. And I sat with this. I didn't share anything with my friend. I really didn't want to upset her, because I know how much she loved it, and I loved seeing her sing. And as I was looking around, everybody was singing. Everybody was in this almost like a hypnotic trance. And if you're a Taylor fan, I'm sharing this message with Divine Love. But everybody was in it felt very much like a hypnotic trance, and I was like, I just don't get this. I'm not feeling good. This device almost feels like we're being used as a battery, like all the energy of this stadium, all of us. There's something here. I feel like we're being drained almost, and I feel like I'm one of the only ones, apart from this guy beside me, who was aware of that fact. Anyway, so I just kind of let it be. The day after the concert, I felt such psychic attack, friends. And those of you who are on your path, I'm sure you felt psychically attacked before, whether you have been to a concert like this or another experience, but you just feel really heavy. All of a sudden, you're starting to think things that just aren't you. It's almost like, yeah, you've taken on an overlay, an energetic overlay. And I went into quite a bad on the surface. It looked like flu. I wanted to share a video about this, and then I lost my voice literally for 3 days. I thought, okay, just let this be. And it was a learning, because I got stuck in the duality. I got stuck in the duality of, okay, that device definitely does not feel good. And whether Taylor is aware of that, or whether it's her management team, you know, for those of you who are in the know, I'm pretty sure you know how much there is this undercurrent of, and it's been happening for absolute years, where there is subliminal codes and programming in specific music. And I definitely felt that. And it's funny, because I spoke to another friend a couple of days ago just about this, and I said, what's your views? What do you think about this? And she said, it's so funny, because she was listening to an interview from Shane from Boyzone. Those of you in the UK and Europe, I'm sure you'll know Boyzone, a very famous Irish band, who was talking about, he was very open, and he was talking about, he's been interviewed, how he saw a lot of the bigger musical acts just before they were releasing their music in the studio. They would be chanting satanic words and mantras over the music to have an effect on the listener. And you know, that's been happening for so many years, and people just chalk that up to conspiracy theories. And because they do that, that becomes the protection. That becomes, oh, that's just conspiracy theories. That's just total nonsense. Music is music. But you know what, friends? Like in the spiritual world, in the earthly world, there is, you know, people out there for their own gains, connecting to beings that are not in the light, that are not for the betterment of humanity. Now, while that is happening, that's one level. But the level I want to speak to, I want to take it a little bit further, is a level where we can transcend this duality of this good and bad. I remember watching the film The Craft years ago, and she was talking about who the essence of the divine is. And she was saying, if the essence of the divine, she called it Mano, was to be likened to, say, God and the devil, it would be God and the devil playing in a football stadium, where the essence of the divine, Mano, would be the presence that's looking down upon that football match, or it is the grass that is growing, it is the air that's circulating through. And this is where I really feel like humanity is going. We are transcending our own light and dark stories, our own light and dark experiences. And this is nothing new. We've been talking about this on this channel for a long time. But I'm feeling it more and more, friends. Are you? Put a 1 in the comments if you are. If you're transcending at the moment your own personal attachments to light and dark, to good and bad, to conspiracies of light and conspiracies of dark. Because let's remember, the darkness, all darkness really is just the absence of the light. It's not really anything to be scared of. And I really bought into that story I bought into the disempowerment of what takes place on the earth, what so many people are asleep to or chalk it up to conspiracy theories. I got entrenched in it. And then I felt the resistance in my body. I lost my speech. I lost my connection to my own divine truth. And I silenced myself. I don't want to talk about this on a video. I don't want to upset my friends. All the different ways that I was imprisoning myself. And so I want you just to reflect on that in the moment. How that relates to your personal story, what you're experiencing right now in your life of the light and the dark. Are you buying into that story? Or are you allowing yourself to be more of the witness? To come more into the seat of your soul, the seat of your consciousness. So you're witnessing what's taking place in your life, but you're not really attached to the story anymore. And this particular solstice portal is helping us to let go of the belief systems, of the contracts, of the ways that we are imprisoning ourselves through illusionary beliefs or through realizing what goes on in this physical world, the many ways that, there is the powers that be, or the powers that would like to think that they control are, wanting to force narratives and force control on humanity. And it's really interesting because Archaea Freedom, I'll share on the page later after this video. Archaea Freedom literally manifested today in the clouds. And I took a picture. And her perfect form was manifested in the clouds. And I sat and watched. And the cloud did not move. You know how sometimes you can see shapes in a cloud and then you capture it or you watch it and then the next moment it goes. She stayed until I got a really good image, and then I was just transfixed for ages and the cloud did not move. She was there and she was saying, this needs to be shared, this message of freedom, this message of liberation, this message of no matter what is taking place within the earth plane, to see and go beyond, the duality, to transcend it. This is the age. It's such a privilege to be living together with you, beautiful soul, beautiful family that we are here, to be able to help each other to become unstuck while these messages may hit a place of pain or wounding or resistance or disbelief. That's okay. Because when you do feel that, that's actually the beginning of you seeing what is currently trapping you. And that's what I experienced through that story. As I saw, okay, I'm still believing that other people, groups or music or programming can disempower me. But actually, that's not true. That's only if I give them my power and I believe it's so, then it will be so. And so I saw that and I was really grateful for that message to allow myself to unbecome. And so whatever's taking place in your life right now, within this solstice portal, take a step back, become the witness and view, where are you clinging? Where are the stories that you're clinging to that are dualistic, that's light and dark, good and bad? Is there space for you to choose kindness over righteousness? To choose openness over rigid, dogmatic beliefs and structures, mental constructs and structures that have been created or been impressed upon you? And a wonderful way to allow your mind